Crowley, and this is Mostly Arts. Today, I'm happy to have as my guest Eric Mallette, who is Executive Director of the new and improved and fantastic Paramount Theatre, the jewel of Center Street.
You give the best intros.
The Paramount Theatre is important in my life. Why is it important, generally?
Right to the big questions.
Right, exactly.
Good. There's so many ways to answer that question, and I don't want to answer it for everybody. I'm going to answer about the economic impact first off.
Good.
I want to talk about why it's important
Right.
to me.
Yeah.
What the Paramount does financially for our community is singular. A nearly $3 million annual impact, above and beyond folks buying tickets. More than $3 million comes into our community every year because those folks eat in restaurants, shop in our stores, stay in our hotels. So there's the literal impact, the tangible, the quantifiable impact. But the Paramount is so much more than that. 80,000 people will come to us this year, cross our threshold, sit down, probably next to strangers.
And you said that people come from outside Rutland County.
44%.
That amazes me.
44%. So they flood the theater, 838 of them at a time.
Right.
Probably on one side or the other, sitting next to a stranger, and for 90 minutes or 2 hours or however long the performance is,
Right.
they agree with their neighbors about something.
Amen.
And how often does that happen anymore?
Right, exactly.
So for the time that you're seated at 30 Center Street taking in whatever the performance is, you don't care how the person next to you voted maybe. You don't think about, geez, did I mow the lawn before I left? You don't worry about politics at all. You worry about what's in front of you.
Right.
To me, that's really special.
I agree. You're focused, for instance, on the Nutcracker and all those wonderful little children and adults up on stage.
Exactly.
Giving you an experience that gets you outside of yourself. The
Bingo.
dogs,
Yeah.
the orchestra, the December concert especially, with the sing-along.
Were you there?
I was there.
Oh,
and
that
it
was special.
I know some people who tried to get tickets and it was sold out.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Popular show.
Yes.
Popular.
Okay. Levels 1 and 2 of the Paramount have been changed because of donations. Yeah. Want to talk about levels 1 and 2?
Absolutely,
and then 3 and 4, which you hope will be operational at some point.
Sure. So in 2018, some drawings were completed and some ideas were discussed and some forward motion was established on a renovation of the Richardson building, which is the building that viewers may remember in the past was where the box office was located. So though the buildings were wed together with some openings in walls, the Paramount and the Richardson, when originally built, well, first off, I shouldn't get ahead of myself. The Paramount was built in 1912. The Richardson building, where these lobbies are we're going to talk about, was built in 1890.
Woo!
Yeah, so the building that the box office is and was located in, or where folks would have queued up to get concessions, that was all in a building that predates the Paramount by 22 years.
Amazing.
That became under the Paramount Holdings in the mid-90s. It was purchased with the idea of better egress, better ingress, more lobby space. But let's face it, the opportunity to be our own neighbor was certainly a great advantage. So some folks back then said, let's bring the Richardson into the Paramount's holdings. Wonderful. We made limited use of that for the last 25 or 26 and a half years.
Okay.
Now we get to 2018. I got ahead of myself. Now we get to 2018. These ideas are fleshed out on paper.
And who initiated that?
You know, this is a board-driven initiative,
That's
I would
what
say.
I wondered.
Yeah,
Yeah.
this is a board-driven initiative with, of course, the staff right there absolutely agreeing with every step along the way, understanding that we need to take advantage of these 16,000 square feet of available space.
That's a lot of space.
It's a lot of space. So 2018, I don't have to tell everybody what happened 2 years later. So we were ramping up, some dollars were being raised thanks to this incredibly generous community we live in. 2020 rolls around, the theater closes for 9 months. We took the opportunity
Only 9 months.
9 months.
That was good.
Only says you. That's a big building to bounce around for 9 months by yourself. But yes, not 9 months. We used that time to go back to those 25, at that point, 20 years of patron notes.
Okay.
And compared them with the plans that we had for floors 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 of the Richardson building. And we said, geez, now may be the time. Now may be the time coming out of COVID when the strength of the community is returned and that hunger for the Paramount has never been greater. Now is the time to further visit.
So COVID was, to a certain extent, the impetus for,
You know,
well, you would have planned it anyway.
there was some planning. I think COVID forced us all to slow down. I'm trying
Right.
to find the silver linings, and I don't want to marginalize. I know some folks had a different experience than the Paramount did, and I don't want to marginalize those experiences. But for us, it was a chance to quietly reflect on what is the right path forward.
Right.
And for us, that right path forward was the community helped us get through COVID. We believe they will help us now get to that next level. And it's the next level that our community deserves.
Right.
We deserve to have that showpiece.
Yes.
And for 25 years, 26 years now, the Paramount, the theater, has been that showpiece.
Right.
Maybe some of the ancillary spaces didn't necessarily highlight that same level of quality
Right.
that
They
we're so
didn't.
proud of. No,
Right.
it was logistically a nightmare. The small lobbies, I mean,
Right.
how long, or you've been to the Paramount about hundreds of times.
Yes.
How much time have you spent in line to go to the bathroom?
Right. Exactly.
It adds up. Not any longer. So, 2020 rolls around, we start to re-examine some of the possibilities of what a forward motion piece to this all looks like. We start talking to some shareholders here in the community that were interested in helping be foundational supporters. And from there, this grew into a $6.5 million project that, in my opinion, has created a morale boost,
Absolutely.
probably only second to the original renovation in 1999.
Yeah.
The
No, I
energy we feel on Center Street now because of this renovation
Right.
is palpable.
I agree. When I go in, when I go to the lobby during intermission, there's a boost.
Yeah.
The concession area, the space.
So we should walk viewers through maybe what we've done. So if you've been at the Paramount anytime in the last few years, you may remember that the lobbies were small. And they were divided by these big chunky masonry
Right.
walls.
Right.
So you might say to the person you're joining on the phone, hey, I'm in the lobby. Where? Well, I'm on the other side of the wall, or I'm buried in
Right.
people, or I'm in line to the bathroom. All those notes were distilled down with the help of some a great design team, a wonderful architect, a great general contractor. And we said, boy, how can we make all of that better? So now when you come in, wide open lobby
Right.
spaces. We've
Beautiful.
tripled the service
Right.
area for the concession stand.
It's light and bright.
It is light and bright. The windows have grown. The front windows of the building are
Right,
now
yes.
over a foot taller, all that great light pouring in.
Right.
Concessions we've more than tripled the service area for concessions on the
Oh.
ground floor. I'm happy, proud to report, we've added a second floor concession. So if you're seated in
Right.
the balcony,
Yeah.
which, by the way, little fact, there's more seats upstairs than down. The Paramount
Who
seat-
knew that?
we seat 42 more people on the second floor
Okay.
than the ground
All right.
floor. But think back to pre-renovation, this renovation, all of your services were downstairs.
Yes, exactly. And
So-
you had to take the stairs down. You couldn't take the elevator because there was none.
Exactly.
Right.
So
So
elevator.
you pretty much stayed in the balcony sometimes.
Exactly right. Exactly right. You sort of, and it wasn't lost on us that because of that limited lobby space and the limited sort of mobility that we were able to offer people showed up kind of at showtime. They didn't want to
Right.
mingle. There was no
Right.
opportunity to mingle. They'd show up at showtime, walk in, sit, watch the show,
Right.
leave. That's not the experience that we want folks to have.
Right.
We want folks to arrive in downtown early, check out some of the shops in the area, walk around, look at the murals, look at the statues, come inside, grab a drink at the bar, grab a soft drink for the kids, walk around the lobby spaces, meet
And
with,
you can take
meet
your
with
drinks
friends.
into the theater.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. And then when it's time to attend the show, you can comfortably make your way over and enjoy what's going on. So floors 1 and 2, that real patron-facing, patron-centric renovation, that kicked off. You were there. December 7th was the first time that we opened those lobbies up to the public.
It was so exciting.
So exciting. So exciting. So that's 1 and 2.
Right. Now, there are two more stories, third and fourth. So what do you envision for levels 3 and 4?
So I'll start with floor 4 because floor 4 is supported by floor 3. So let's describe what floor 4 is going to be. So fourth floor, the penthouse as it was referred to in some
And it was
literature.
an apartment.
It was an apartment.
Yeah.
That 4,000 square feet has now been completely opened up. It's a large open box.
That's a large space, 4,000.
Oh, it's a big space. Yeah, kind of picture maybe like a small gymnasium with big high ceilings, big windows. Rutland, for a very long time, has made it clear to the Paramount that it will support quality performance. The challenge with the term quality is quality doesn't always mean quantity of patrons.
Okay.
There are a good number of performances that we can attract to come to present to Rutland and make available to our community that don't need 800 seats. They don't need 800 seats financially, they don't need 800 seats logistically, and they don't need 800 seats artistically.
Okay.
So for all of these reasons, there's all these shows that we could be bringing to our community that don't make a lot of sense in an 850-seat theater.
Okay.
Enter, stage right,
Okay.
our new 4th floor space. So this space, which will accommodate up to 250 guests that are standing, 175 to 200 that are seated, will allow us to welcome to the community those more intimate performances, those things that don't need 800 seats, those
Okay.
things you want to be 15 feet away
All
from
right.
to enjoy,
That's very exciting.
to enjoy the art of differently.
Right.
We envision this space primarily being a performance venue. Having said that, it is not lost on the staff and the board of the Paramount Theatre that there is limited event space in our community. There's not a lot of opportunities to gather a few hundred people in a wide open area. This addresses that need. Do you
And
know?
what sorts of events are you thinking? Wedding receptions?
Yeah, I think-
Business organizations having meetings?
You know, the term conference space is
Okay,
used.
all right.
I'm sensitive to that term because I don't want to make this, I don't want to create the vision that this is the rubber chicken dinner palace.
Okay.
We're not turning into that sort of an operation.
right.
We are at our core, at our mission, we are an arts organization.
Right.
But having said that, as I said earlier, there is that hole in the market. So
Right.
absolutely, this is that opportunity where Rutland right now doesn't do a lot of business with conferences. We're not attracting these trades groups, hundreds
Okay.
of people coming into your community for a 3 or 4 day stretch to do their meetings.
Right.
That's what the 4th floor can address.
Okay.
So I can't express just how much this means to the future of not only the Paramount, but really to our community as a
And
whole.
with a hotel, you might have more conferences taking
Absolutely.
place.
So the hotel, which is being built across the street,
Right.
does not feature conference space.
Ah, okay.
So they are rooms, but not conference space.
Okay.
So you can see how that's an obvious
Yes.
synergistic
Right.
approach. Yeah. So that's the
Great.
4th floor. Let's talk third,
Third
because
floor,
the
right.
third supports the 4th.
Right.
So the 3rd floor, and again, just as a reminder for you and for folks at home, the Richardson building for the last 30 years has really just been mothballed and sitting there waiting for its debut, which now it
Okay.
has had. Prior to that, it was office space. This space was sort of chopped up into just your basic kind of 3rd and 4th floor office areas. So that 3rd floor, using the existing footprint, we've created 3 private suites.
Oh,
Think pre-show,
Okay.
post-show. Maybe you're attending a show for a birthday party. I'm making that up.
Okay, all right.
By
And you want a place to celebrate before and or after.
before and or after.
Right.
Do that in one of these spaces. Or one of those conferences we just talked about on the 4th floor.
Right.
They need to break out.
Okay,
Come downstairs.
All
We
right.
have 3 rooms accommodating between 15 and 25 people. The 2 front rooms, the rooms that look out over onto Center Street,
Right,
pretty
that have
cool
the
view.
windows. Mm-hmm.
They have the windows. Large pocket door opens and it makes one large room for 50 people.
okay.
Again, not something that is really readily available just in the nooks and crannies of our downtown area. So this is a new thing for us and for the community. All of this supported by a catering kitchen. So the 3rd floor also features a catering kitchen. So imagine there is that wedding on the 4th floor, or you are having that birthday party, the anniversary party, or the event with clients. Perhaps you're a corporation that wanted to woo some new clients to the area. Come to the Paramount. No greater place to
Stay
sell
in
the Paramount.
hotels.
No greater place to sell Rutland
Right.
than at the Paramount Theatre. So bring 20 of your greatest prospective customers, hang out in a pre-show suite. The bell rings, go in, watch the show. You're
Right.
showing them the very best of Rutland. And all of that is supported, like I said, by that catering kitchen. So you show up, Mary. You've got 20 of your friends with you. You're going to go see the VSO that evening, for instance. You're going to the Vermont Symphony Orchestra. You're going to go to the box office. You're going to say, "Hi, Mary Crowley." They're going to give you an envelope with your tickets inside. There's also going to be a little hotel key card. You're going to be told, take the elevator up to the 3rd floor, and you're in the blue room. I'm making that up. I don't know what it would be called. You tap yourself in. You have already pre-ordered all of your food and beverage through Roops the Restaurant, who does all of our catering. The door opens. Soft furniture, low lighting, large monitor on the wall showing a live feed of the stage.
So you've already got these rooms planned?
They're all planned.
Okay.
I can't wait to show you.
Okay, so levels 3 and 4 will become a reality when you get more donations. Is that correct?
Yeah, and that's a good way to frame it. So we've been very fortunate. We live in a community that recognizes and values what it is that the Paramount brings forth for the region.
Right.
And I mention that because it's because of that faith in our mission and our faith in our ability to carry that mission out sustainably that I believe people have wrapped their arms around this project in a very serious way. We've had a commitment since day one. We will not go into debt over this expansion and renovation. That is it's difficult for a nonprofit to absorb long term. So for us, this was, let's go to the community, express to them very clearly, these are upgrades we have made that we have heard you share with us you would like to see. And boy, have they responded positively.
That's wonderful.
So on an estimated budget of $6.5 to $6.6 million, I'm really proud to say this community has wrapped its arms around it to the tune of 6.2 as of today.
That's amazing.
So $6.2 million has been raised in support of this project that will enhance the quality of life in our region,
Right.
both directly and indirectly. We talked a little about impact when we started this conversation. 5 or 6 years ago, I went to City Hall and I asked for data to show us the room, meals, and entertainment tax that is assessed here in our city.
Right.
I wanted this data because it was important for me to see or to be able to show folks just how literal and how parallel the Paramount success is with our community's success.
Okay.
And oftentimes the easiest way to measure that is through the good old greenback, right? Let's look at dollars. Let's look at the financial impact. We took a decade's worth of room, meals, and entertainment tax data, and we graphed that alongside Paramount attendance, completely parallel.
Whoa.
Which means that the more the Paramount does,
Yeah.
the more revenue the city is able to generate. The more revenue the city is able to generate, that offsets the expenses to our community's tax base.
Okay.
The Paramount is an entertainment center. It is also 100% an economic impact vector. We
Absolutely.
are pushing out something that doesn't exist elsewhere, and we sure are thankful the community helps us do that.
All right. So you're still looking for donations so that you can complete levels 3 and 4.
Correct. Yeah.
Okay.
So we're looking. There's about a $300,000 to $400,000 gap as of right now to see this project all the way through. Having said that, we will kick off with construction sometime late spring, early summer of this year.
You will.
We will continue to actively fundraise.
Right.
Fundraise.
And before every performance, will there be?
You will get to see my smiling face
Right.
and sharing with you really what I think is exciting news. And we hope that folks
And will the screen come
see it
down?
that way.
And
I don't think so.
no?
I don't think
Okay.
so. That was nice, though, at the
Right, it
VSO,
was.
I thought. But we do need to close that gap.
Okay.
Construction,
Yes,
6
of
to
course.
9 months. So we have between now and December to really make sure that we're making our vision clear to the community, that it's
Right.
really their vision that we're trying to get across the finish line. And we do need...
And you do that in various ways. You want to enumerate the ways that you
Yeah.
get your word out?
So we're a theater, right?
Right.
We're a visual-based organization.
Right.
So certainly, we do our very best to make sure that we're populating our social media pages as best as we can, Facebook and Instagram. We have a wonderful base of e-subscribers, folks that get regular emails from
Right.
us. And I really encourage folks, if you're interested in anything that's going on at the Paramount, be it the renovation or upcoming events or how you can participate, visit ParamountVT.org and sign up for the e-blasts.
Right.
That's the best way to be kept informed about what's going on, including this renovation. So, keep an eye on our social media pages. Keep an eye to your email inbox so that you're kept up to date on a regular basis. I see here we have the Rutland
And
Herald.
also, I have seen your advertisements in the Mountain Times as well as the Rutland Herald.
Absolutely.
And maybe there are others, I don't know.
Yeah, we really do we do our level best to make sure that we're talking to the entire state.
Right.
I take our responsibility seriously when it comes to promoting who Rutland really is. And in my opinion, the very best of Rutland is exemplified by the energy swirling around the Paramount. So every chance I get,
Swirling.
every chance I get to tell a neighbor that lives in a friend that lives in Chittenden County or Windham County what we're up to, you better believe I do that.
Okay. And also, this rack card is impressive, I think.
Yeah.
It talks about levels 1 and 2, 3 and 4.
Yeah, I think it really kind of distills down
In a
what we're
nutshell.
up to.
Yeah.
So when you're on the website, it very simply, there's a link called Our Future.
Right.
And I would encourage folks to click on
Right.
that. And ours, the word our isn't a mistake. The word our doesn't refer just to the Paramount. It refers to everybody. The Paramount is owned by the community.
Right.
This exists because of the community. And
Right.
so Our Future
Those
is
bricks
our
out
future.
in front with people's names on
Talk about a tangible reminder of
exactly.
this being everybody's house. Yeah. I like to think of us as sort of Rutland's living room.
Okay.
Yeah.
Entertainment center,
Yeah.
too. All right. So let's talk about the events that are coming up. Short-term, long-term, whatever you want to talk
Yeah,
about.
we've been incredibly busy. Like I said, 80,000 people this season will join us for a show.
Amazing.
And they're all over the map. You've already mentioned the Vermont Symphony Orchestra. We had
Mm-hmm.
this wonderful, we had 3 productions of a local dance companies. 2 of them joined forces to produce what I think was a lovely production of The
Oh, my
Nutcracker.
goodness, it was wonderful.
Heartwarming, exactly the community feel
Right.
that I want just before
Yes,
the holidays.
right.
And then we came back with comedian Bob Marley in January with a big sold-out show. My cheeks still hurt from laughing. And then from there, we launch into next week. We have Billy Gibbons, the lead guy from ZZ Top with his band, the BFGs. After that, we welcome this thing on Valentine's Day called Puppy Pals Live.
Yes.
It's a team from the Midwest that has spent their entire lives working with rescue shelters and taking these dogs out of some really unfortunate
rescue dogs.
situations. They're all rescue dogs.
Okay.
Yeah, and they perform with the family for a few years in these live stage shows, and then they get to spend the rest of their lives living on a farm comfortably, stretching their legs and
Wonderful. All
and
they have to
napping
do
in the
is
sun.
perform.
Do a couple shows a week, and then they get to hang out in the hay. So that's coming up on Valentine's Day, and then we're really off to the races. This spring is very, very busy. We have a great lineup of events, including something I'm really proud of, which is the new Paramount Players production of The Addams Family, the musical, which joins us the end of April.
This is fairly local, people.
All local, all local. We formed this company in 2019, and since then have done a show every year. We did, let's see if I can do this. We opened with Mamma Mia.
Yes, I saw it.
The next production, I believe, was Shrek. And from Shrek, we went to The Wizard of Oz. And from The
Yes.
Wizard of Oz, we
Yes.
were very fortunate for a wonderful production directed by our producer, Diane Liccardi, of Little Shop of Horrors. And just this past year, we did Urinetown, the musical. And we're back this year with the Addams Family musical.
Yeah, so you did do it.
I did it. I think I did it. I think I got all 6 of them. And think about this, Mary. That's 6 productions, each with 3 performances. So we're talking about 18 total performances. Of those 18 performances, nearly 70% of them were sold out.
Good.
That speaks to the support that
It
this
certainly
community
does.
recognizes it wants to give to these
Right.
sorts of community events.
Right.
We're so fortunate.
Yeah, and so many people support you. It's just wonderful. Now, Center Street is going to be getting improvements, upgrades. Will that help you?
Absolutely. Absolutely. An improved downtown will help all of us. It will help more than just the downtown. And I touched on earlier the idea that the Paramount has a responsibility to maintain a positive morale. I think
Right.
that's sort of
Yeah.
key to what it is that we do. And to me, and maybe I'm speaking more as a citizen than I am the executive director, but I've spent 20 years of my life on Center Street. I think the idea that Rutland is investing in itself to the level that that Center Street project exemplifies sends the absolute best message
Yes, it does.
to
Agreed.
anybody listening.
Right,
If you don't invest in yourself,
right. Yeah.
what are you saying?
It's going to get better.
It's Rutland, I do believe, there's the hotel project.
Yes.
There's the Center Street reconfiguration and update. There's the Paramount expansion and renovation. These events didn't happen by all of us sitting in a room and saying, here's what we should do. But it's not an accident they're happening at the same time. Rutland's on an upswing.
Right. I'd love to hear that. Love to hear it. With everything that's going on in our nation, our city is looking good.
We're not always the best at having the best headlines in the newspaper.
That's
but let's
right.
face it, what community is?
Right.
The fact that we take those headlines, we work on making those things better, but we also do things like, let's make the community better for the region. Mm-hmm. Man, that's
Right.
nothing better than that.
No, there isn't. How about telling us about your personal history at the Paramount?
Ooh, boy. Okay. So I joined.
Your story.
I joined the organization when I was 19. I joined as an unpaid intern.
Oh, you were first unpaid.
Unpaid, yeah. Yeah, I joke, I half joke that what really drove me to it was, listen, I was the weird theater kid.
Okay.
And I don't want to take away from that. That was a really turning point in my personal life when I
Okay.
realized, oh, these are my people.
Okay.
When I found theater, that's what
That's
saved
right.
me.
Yeah.
So I had that hunger and that
Okay.
interest. And then it just so happens I bumped into somebody that worked at the Paramount and said, geez, we need an intern. And I said, well, I have some spare time. And that was
Was it Bruce Bouchard or somebody else?
no, Bruce didn't join us till 2008. So this
Oh,
is 5 or 6 years before he was
Okay.
in town. And I joke, I half joke, I didn't have the best Wi-Fi at the apartment I was staying at. My
Okay.
internet was kind of shaky. I
Okay.
think because I was taking it from my neighbor next door. So I thought, hey, I'll take an internship. I'll do some good for my community,
Right.
and I'll get better internet for a few hours a
Right.
day. And hey, that was 23 years ago.
And so you became programming director at some point. When did that happen?
I think it was 2008.
When Bruce came on board?
Yeah, when Bruce came on board. Yeah.
Okay.
And then he
And
and
so
I.
your job was to line up shows,
Correct.
to look for talent?
Correct. Yeah. So but the responsibility of the programming director is to curate the season, to put together what it is that's on stage. And for 12 years, that's what Bruce and I did together as a team. He was
Okay.
he was the development officer and the guy keeping it all together at the top, and I was the guy working as hard as I could to make sure
Right.
that we were booking the right shows. And then there's a wonderful team of folks. There's the technicians on stage and the bookkeepers and the box office
I
personnel.
went online to see all the people who work for the Paramount.
And I want to stress to you and to others that are listening, we work with a staff of the equivalent of 6.5 full-time employees.
Okay.
80,000 visitors will come into our community this
That's
year
not many full-time.
with that few people making it happen. That's dedication.
Yes, it is.
Dedication.
Well, the Paramount is the jewel of Center Street, as I said to start this show. There's no question. And you are functioning as the leader, and it is thriving. And it's only going to get better.
It's only going to get better, and I can't stress enough, it's because of the community that we're able to be here for the community, and that's not just lip service. I am so blessed that the product that I get to go out and promote is as something universally loved as the Paramount. There's never a bad day at work. There's never a bad day at work. There's challenges, but there's never a bad day.
On that note, we will end.
Well done.
Thank you so much for listening.